All right, everyone. Mike here with the watch list video for Monday, January 13th. I'm starting off as I always do with the daily of the SPY, and I put a horizontal line there. SPY's kind of trying to break support, and not, it's got room to fall. But having said that, I've never made any money trying to predict where the SPY is going to go. We just deal with stocks that are in play and look for intraday setups that we teach. I'll put this in there for new members. Please pause the video and read that whole thing, but I'm going to get rid of it here. And the gist of it is, we're day traders, right? We look for things that are in play and trade them as we teach on an intraday basis. Again, the SPY could do anything. It could have a huge day up, huge day down, gap down, and a narrow day. I mean, anything can happen, as Mark Douglas said. So we want to make our money between the bells, and this is what we're watching on Monday to possibly do that. So WBA, which is Walgreens, put the horizontal line where it popped here. Nice breakout, right? Could certainly have a follow-through day on Monday. FUBO is not a good chart setup here because you had the gap up and it's trying to get going, and now we got a red day. Of course, by the way, the market on Friday, the Nasdaq was down 300, the Dow was down almost 700. So there could be more selling, and a lot of these strong stocks that I'm watching, I'd like to see a couple more red days, but FUBO is certainly in play, so it goes on watch because I'm a day trader, right? SERV, one of the robotic company plays, had the nice run, pull back to that buy zone between the 8 and the 20, and is already curling back up. So great relative strength in Serve. We're going to watch that one. BTDR, Bitcoin play that broke support on Friday but had a nice reversal. Could certainly give a setup, especially if Bitcoin's strong on Monday. NBIS, an AI play that looked like it was rolling over and had a really nice relative strength day on Friday, so we're going to watch that one. SPCB, got a long list here, by the way, really holding up well versus the market. That thing's a thinner stock and can move on very little volume, but can move both ways on very little volume. So we want to make sure and be careful with that one. LTBR, with the what I call the baby nuke plays. If they get going and they're on bounce watch, this one already put in a bounce on Friday. This one moves with them. And that, I've got OKLO is the only one I have on watch. I'll just show that now. Excuse me. OKLO is a good setup, right? Had the big breakout, and now we're 3 days lower. The market may be helping this one go down. 3 days lower on declining volume. So this one goes on bounce watch, and then that takes you back to remember LTBR if OKLO gets going. This one is really one to watch, in my opinion. All right. RR, another robotic play, just another red day right in that area between the 8 and the 20. Certainly looks good for a potential bounce on Monday. Lunar has been a really strong stock. That's LUNR. It's come back down to support here. And the 20-day, good bounce play prospect. And kind of a different kind of a bounce play. It's a semiconductor play, but is almost getting that downside shape we look for where price and the volume sticks are almost reaching out to each other. That's a good scenario for a potential snapback bounce. But in chat, we know what to look for those intraday bounces, right? And by the way, let's not forget on some of these really beaten up stocks to watch for that intraday 30-minute candle setup as in addition to maybe a gap down bounce play or an opening range breakout. Let's collectively watch for those on Monday, especially in that ON. NVIDIA is certainly a great strong stock that has pulled back for a few days and could give a nice bounce, especially if the market does. AI, which generally runs with that NBIS I showed you, is pretty beaten up, could have a snapback bounce. EIX, which I'm pretty sure related to the California fires, is just off a cliff here, but still could give one of those 30-minute buy setups or the other bounce play setups that I watched. Again, remember, none of these are meant to be overnight plays. We're looking for intraday setups. GRRR had this nice quiet climb and just really went nuts. And this is the quintessential stairs up and elevator down, but could give a nice snapback bounce. We know the setups to look for. SOUN, another AI play that was certainly one of the top ones on the long side, and now could give a snapback bounce. Pretty beaten up there over the last 4 sessions. And then Rumble, another really strong stock, RUM, and now is back down, broke below the 20. Actually, I noticed in after hours, let's look at that real quick on Friday. We'll go to 5-minute candles and then add extended hours on there. I think they had some, let me try to find that headline real quick. Okay, so I noticed when I was looking at this as a bounce pie, I noticed that it popped in after hours. So I went back and looked at the news. Friday and after hours, Rumble announces cloud agreement with the government of El Salvador. So that probably won't be able to be played as a bounce play because it looks like it'll probably be gapping up. But certainly a recent high flyer with some nice after hours news on Friday deserves to be on a chart for us as we trade on Monday. That's it for me. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'll see everybody on Monday morning in the pre-market.